this episode, I finally got a G.I. Joe classified figure I've been waiting forever for. Luckily, I didn't have to pay an arm and a leg for it. So, stick around. Dorks and Dorkettes, and welcome to It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. My name is Rob, and in this episode we will be unboxing, playing with, and reviewing the Red Ninja from the G.I. Joe Classified line. Now, this is number 8, so this harkens back to like the OG release a few years ago, and I've been patiently waiting those years to finally snag one. And like I said, I did not have to pay a crazy marked up price for it. It was on Amazon. It was right under our noses all along. But to be fair, Amazon cycles inventory in and out when it's available. So they had it available and they were selling it for the market price. Unfortunately, it's not the market price from a few years ago. It's the new and improved market price. So, a little bit more than it would have cost on the shelves, but still, it's so much better than tracking it down on eBay. So anyway, Cobra finally has a new member in their ranks, so let's take a look at him. Yo, Joe! Okay, folks, here we go. The Red Ninja from G.I. Joe Classified. And I am super psyched to finally get this figure. Like I said, it's number 8. This comes from a very long time ago, a few years ago. That's a long time nowadays. And I could never secure one. But as I said, I was lucky enough to find it on Amazon just by happenstance. One of those things where, hey, you like looking at this stuff? Check these things out. And boom, there it was for a reasonable market value price. Anyway, let's speed this up because I have noticed recently, full disclosure, I really don't check out a lot of other YouTubers in this genre because I don't want to be influenced or have my self-confidence dashed. So I kind of stay clear. Anyway, I was recommended a few by YouTube, and lo and behold, yeah, I have monstrously long run times on these reviews. Most cats are in and out in 7 minutes, 8 minutes. I even saw one dude, like 2 minutes. Anyway, I apologize for my long-winded reviews, but I just like talking about this stuff. So, yeah, that's where we're at. Anyway, we have his symbols here. He wears combat boots. He likes knives. He kicks people in the face, and he throws shuriken at people. And that's a gear, so maybe he likes fixing cars in his spare time. But look at this awesome artwork. What a, like, supernatural looking Red Ninja. Now, the Red Ninja have been a staple of the G.I. Joe toy line, I mean, all the way back into the 80s. So, it's a no-brainer that they would bring him into the new generation of G.I. Joe. And I can see right now that I should have cut the tape. That's another reason it's long, because you were seeing it all in real time. So if you were to buy this figure, you would struggle with these same things. So yeah, that's kind of a review. This tape, too much of it. But again, I am curious to how the new generation of plasticless packaging will favor G.I. Joe. So here we go, the awesome Cobra symbol in the background. The OG art. I mean, nowadays, it's like a whole collage of awesomeness, but it's really neat to see this original art and remember where it all started. Remember when we were just imagining that the Alley Vipers were going to come out? They actually are out. and you can't find them anywhere. Anyway, put the package to the side, and here we go in all this glory. Look at all these awesome weapons, and that's what we will start with, by taking these weapons out and taking a gander at them. Again, tape out of the wazoo. But I guess you have to hold all these little things in. But like we saw with the Fortnite toys, which have very, very limited plastic on them, they just wrap them up in like craft paper and stick them in there unceremoniously. It is what it is, but it works. So I don't think you need all this jive. So I am removing all the tape so we can just dive right into looking at each piece before we get the figure out. Sorry, I'm not showing that on the screen, but it's just tape, see? Anyway, the first weapon. I am not 100% sure what this is supposed to be. Almost like a... oh, what are they called? The long swords. Oh, wow, I'm really fouling up already. Not a naginata, that's a spear with a blade on the end. Oh, anyway, forgive me. I know what I'm talking about, I just can't conjure up the word at 3 o'clock in the morning, so forgive me. We have that. We have these awesome commas or sickles, which I assume if they ever do like an alpine, we'll see kind of a version of this. Maybe he uses these to climb up mountains or up glaciers, but very cool. And let me point out that I think all of these accessories were ones that came with the Snake Eyes Super Duper Deluxe version that Hasbro put out first. You know, the one that you couldn't touch with a 10-foot pole because it was expensive to begin with. Granted, at the time when it was listed, I had no idea what we were in for. I really wish I could go back in time and just buy it. But the price scared me off at the time. But little did I know, that would have been nothing. Nice Ninja Do or katana. Probably not a Ninja Do because it's not small enough. We have these awesome sais. Very nice. And we have these hatchets, which are a little bit more modern looking, but really nice. Reminds me of like Big Trouble in Little China, where they're all fighting in the alleyway with just whatever they could get a hold on, and one dude's got a hatchet. So very cool. Heck, maybe Barbecue needs a new axe on the side. So we'll put them down, and it comes with a backpack, which has a place to put 3 different implements of destruction. Let's see what fits in here. I guess you could do this, as I'm trying to thread this by looking through the camera. There we go. Do it like that. Sword in the middle. I mean, this thing could probably fit in the middle, but that would be really awkward looking. I mean, that's huge, but still kind of cool looking. I mean, I do the hatchets don't want to fit. The commas fit with some resistance. So, I mean, everything can fit but the hatchets. Yeah, that's about as good as that goes. I mean, is there something with that slit? Maybe we'll see. But they have this hole here as well. Does he have a belt that holds them? We will see right now, because we're going to take them out of this packaging. Sorry for the noise. Oh, look. There are different places on his belt. Let's see if the axes fit in there. Still no love for the axe. Dang, yeah. Commas? Nope. I'm assuming these are just for the size. Interesting. Now I'll put these back to the side because I want to play with the weapons when we get to that point. Katana fits very well there. Okay, now let's look at the figure. We've already looked at his belt. But like I said, this like ghostly appearance of the eyes and skull-like motif of his mask. Has the cobra symbol here on the headband. It's actually attached under the chin. So it's like a full hood, which is interesting. I thought, because there is kind of some play, it might just be the head in general. I thought maybe it could come off. Has really nice armor with some really nice detailing here. And look, got buckles. This plate of armor right there. Nowhere else, just right there in case someone's aiming for his Adam's apple. Looks like he has some shuriken here on his bandolier. There, yeah. Get that a little bit cleaner of a view. Good mobility. Because there's some play in this. I mean, definitely has hands where he could hold a pistol or something. Have this tabard here that's armored. Armored plate here. Some pouches on his belt. Nice rope detail here. Really nice detailing in the pants. You can see textures. I mean, honestly, these look like Duke's pants almost. Maybe it is a repaint of them. Have to get a closer look. Have the tabard here on the back. They have the typical shin guards of those early Joes, but nice tabby boot design. It's just a very simple design choice that looks nice. So we can get them to stand nicely. Yeah, stands pretty good. Pull the camera back a little bit. So how are we going to arm this dude? I mean, I feel like I want to put the katana here. And of course, with all this extra weaponry, you can give it to Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, what have you. Now he doesn't want to stand. What the heck? But his backpack. Fits pretty well. Let's see what it looks like with this huge yeah, that definitely looks a little awkward. So I will pass on that. But it just seems odd with how awkward that looks that it probably was designed for the katana, but they have this here. Yeah, way too big. Oh, hold on, guys. I gotta pull my sword out. Darn. Let's go with these sickles or kama. I mean, they're a scary weapon, but they don't look very, they look very minuscule in his hands. I wish there was some way to fit these into the back. There we go. Now you're talking. Where'd the other? Oh, it's still in his hand. Oh boy. Did I already mention this is after 3 o'clock in the morning? Anyway. We will go with the other kama here. Very cool. Just beware when reaching for your wallet so you don't cut your wrist. And that looks pretty cool sticking out from the back there. I like it. I dig it. So we'll give him his katana as well. And the size. I kind of always envisioned giving him the size, and that's what I will do. There we go. I mean, it's basic, but that's probably how I'll display them. Like I've pointed out in the past, I am not the best at posing figures. I think I'm going to try to practice. Okay. Because I always have fantasies of taking photos of my figures outside. Now that the weather's nice, take them outside, pose them in my ferns around the front of the house, in the trees, things like that. So I need to do some practice with the posing. Anyway, As I apologized for at the beginning of this episode for its length, I can see here on the camera, which you can't see, this is running really long as usual. So, back to me. Anyway, back to me. Wow, the wait was totally worth it. It is a great figure. I mean, all the classified figures have been top-notch. Their posability, great. Their accessories, pretty good. This one goes above and beyond by giving you all the tools a ninja would need. And, of course, you can share those with anyone, Joe or Cobra. I'm going to go ahead and put up a picture of my collection so far. As you can see, I am missing a lot of the newer releases. And of course, the newer releases that are up for pre-order don't even come out until next year. That has been one of the reasons I've been very hesitant in pre-ordering, because depending on the site that you go to, you may have to pay now for something you won't even see for a whole year. So I kind of just hang out at the sites that I know, wait until the actual shipment of the item to charge me. I know, that sounds silly because either pay it now or pay it later, but I think it's just the principle of it. If I'm going to pay for something, I want it now. And of course, a lot of the ones that I missed out on at the time are skyrocketing in price. But I hold out hope that one day I will stumble upon them for a fair and reasonable price, like this figure. Anyway, I apologize for keeping you so long. But anyway, YouTube analytics have shown me that you guys just fast forward to the bits that you want to see anyway, so no harm, no foul. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everybody. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this, or any of the episodes that YouTube is recommending down here, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you will be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Keep being rad, and stay dorky!